Hello students. The last topic under classification chapter is tree pruning. We shall see what is tree pruning and why is it required. Tree pruning is a technique in data mining that reduces the size of decision trees by removing section of the trees that provide little power to classify instances. And this little power to classify instances may have come in the data set because of the noise that has been captured in the data. So basically, tree pruning is a technique in data mining to reduce the size of the tree to remove the subtree, to remove some subtrees which has uh, minimal power in classifying the examples. Like how you can see here, um, let me just slide show it. Yeah. So the first tree, what you can see here is a tree that we have got maybe by the application of information gain as an attribute selection measure. And this is a complete tree. After pruning, how it looks is showed here. So this is the pruned tree wherein this subtree has been pruned and the leaf class B has been attached as the leaf node here. So this is the pruned tree and this is the complete tree. So how does a tree pruning work? Basically, there are two types of pruning. The first one is a pre-pruning and the second one is a post-pruning. So what do you mean by a pre-pruning approach? If if a decision tree is pruned as and when it is constructed, then it is said to be, the approach is said to be pre-pruning. When constructing a tree, measures such as statistical significance, information gain, Gini index, and so on can be used to assess the goodness of the split. If partitioning the tuples at a node would result in a split that falls below a pre-specified threshold, then further partitioning of the given subset is halted. Now this sentence here is talking about when do we go for pruning a subtree. Now, if I come back to this example here, it has been proved here. This subtree has been proved. Now, whenever a tree is constructed, let me say in this case only A3 is selected here because among A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, if I take 5 attributes from A1 to A5, A3 was the attribute which has got a maximum information gain. And that is why A3 has been selected as the decision node in this case. So in case of tree pruning, what is done is that along with the considering the fact that along with considering the fact that the attribute with the maximum information gain has to be selected, the user can even put a threshold saying that let's say if at all a node which is or if at all attribute is selected as a decision node, then it should have an information gain of let me say more than zero point 0.4. So in this case, A3 has the maximum information gain among all the attributes, but A3 does not have information gain more than zero point 0.4. So in that case, it is the construction of the tree is halted here. So the construction of tree is halted. I repeat once again. If I have 5 attributes A1 to A5, the attribute with the highest information gain is selected as the decision node. In this case, A3 was selected as the decision node because it has the highest information gain. Now, if I put a threshold saying that the attribute which has the highest information gain should have information gain more than 0.4, then maybe A3 did not succeed in that factor, and that's why the construction of the tree has been halted in this case. And yeah, in that case the construction has been halted. And why class B, the leaf class B has been attached here is because the leaf may hold the most frequent class among the subsets tuples or the probability distribution of those class B, so of those tuples. So class B was the class which was found most frequently in the subset of the data set there. So since class B was found most frequently in the subset of the data set there, class B is attached as the leaf node here. There are difficulty, however, in choosing an appropriate threshold. True, right? We have to come across, we have to decide decide on a particular threshold value. High thresholds could result in oversimplified trees, whereas low threshold could result in a very little simplification. So this is about tree pre-pruning. Next, going to post-pruning technique. If the tree has been pruned after the construction of the entire decision tree, then the approach is said to be a post-pruning approach. The leaf is labeled with the most frequent class among the subtree being labeled. Now, how it happens in post-pruning is that after the complete construction of the tree is pruned. So the first point here is that if at all this part of the tree is pruned, which leaf has to be attached here? So that leaf or that class label has to be attached here, which is most frequently found. That is class B. So class B is here as well as here. So class B is attached here. So that leaf has to be, or that class label has to be attached as a leaf node, which is found most frequently in the subtree. Now, how do we exactly go in for pruning of the tree? Now, in order to perform the post pruning technique called as cost complexity pruning algorithm is used, and this technique is used in CART. The cost complexity pruning algorithm used in CART is an example of post pruning approach. This approach considers the cost complexity of a tree. So this cost complexity of a tree is a function of number of leaves in the tree, number of leaves that are in the tree which we are going to prune, and the error rate of the tree. Now, what is this error rate? Where the error rate is a percentage of tuples misclassified by the tree. So before we go in for a pruning of the tree, we check whether we check the error rate. That is, we give the examples in the data set and check how many of them get misclassified if at all a part of the tree is pruned. If at all I have two subtrees in a tree, the question is which one should I prune? So it starts from the bottom of the tree. For each internal node n, it computes the cost complexity of the subtree at n. That is, it computes the error rate at n as well as at node m, and the cost complexity of the subtree at m. There is a typos here. And the cost complexity of the subtree at m. Okay, there is a m here. The two values are compared. If pruning the subtree at node n would result in a smaller cost complexity, then the subtree n is pruned. Otherwise, it is kept. So if I have subtree at the same level, then which one has to be pruned? It decided based on the error rate that we get. So the examples in the data set is given as the input to the decision tree, and we check how many of them actually get misclassified. The subtree which gives you a minimum error rate is kept as it is, and the subtree which gives you more error rate is chopped off. It is pruned. So it is a that's all. It is a very small topic. Pruning is mainly required in order to reduce the size of the tree, because sometimes what happens is if our data set is a very big, then we end up getting a very big decision tree. So in that case, we can go in for pruning. So pruning, if you go for pre-pruning, then definitely the construction time of the decision tree will reduce. And if you go for post pruning, then definitely the construction time is the same. But when you try to classify an example, a newly given input, then that can happen fast. When you give a new input to classify, then the classification of that example can happen very quickly if you go for post pruning. That's all with pruning. Thank you very much.